How's this camp? Is this maybe exceeded your expectations?
I'm not sure exactly what my expectations were. Just to come in here and compete and do everything I could. I came in knowing that I can compete with anybody. So I guess that's all I expected was to compete, and I've been doing that.
How's it felt getting out there your first 2 NFL games, and how have you felt about your performance?
I feel like I played well. I had to bump back out to tackle, which is where I'm comfortable. I played 40 games there in college. I can play guard too, but the coach asked if I can play tackle. I said absolutely. It's felt good. I mean, it's, at the end of the day, it's still just football. Some guys might be a little bit faster, stronger, bigger, but same sort of plays, same sort of players. Everything happens a little bit quicker, but nothing I can't handle.
It was preseason, but how cool was it to start your first NFL year?
Yeah, that was really cool, especially at that new stadium out there in Vegas. That place is awesome. But it was really awesome. But at the same time, it's like I've started 40 games in college. I know it's the NFL, but same process, same routine, same sport.
You grew up skiing, right?
Yeah, I did.
The whole family was skiing.
Yeah, so we were. I grew up in the Bay Area. It was about a 3-hour drive from Lake Tahoe.
Which spot in Tahoe did you go?
Squaw Valley.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's. My dad grew up in the Northeast and did that growing up. So me and I got 2 older brothers. We all coming up. That was what we did every winter. Almost every single weekend we were up there in Tahoe.
Were you on a racing team or?
Yeah, so it was more like I guess at first it was more of just whatever the program at the mountain was for kids to be skiing and learning all day. And then when I got older, where you get to kind of pick what you want to compete in, I did a couple years like freestyle skiing, so like moguls and jumps, that sort of stuff. Then that started winding down a little bit, shifted focuses.
It's a little different sport to be playing to go into the NFL, but is there something from that experience that you see helping you as an offensive tackle with the movement skills? And
I'm not sure it directly translates like that. There's one thing, you gotta bend your knees a lot when you're doing moguls, but I think if anything, the biggest thing is probably just competing in different things. Whether that's I played basketball, I played baseball growing up, whatever it might be. But just being able to take that, whether it's competing in skiing, another sport, or football, it's all the same sort of thing.
Did you continue skiing once you started high school football?
A little bit here and there in high school, but once I got to college, I haven't.
Shut
really,
that down?
Yeah. Well. No one directly really shut it down, but it's probably the smarter thing to do. But when I'm done one day, I'll get back out there, like riding a bike.
So do you think you have an in having gone to the same high school as Pete?
Not necessarily. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be here if I didn't earn the opportunity. But it's funny. We've had some cool conversations just about the area and different stuff like that. But yeah, no, it's been fun to talk about that stuff with them.
Have you sung the fight song yet with them?
No, we haven't.
Is it the same physical school as it was? I mean, you know if they've redone it, or would it have been the same school he attended?
Yeah, so I'm sure they've redone some of the inside and stuff, but the same base buildings. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I had pericarditis in high school. If you don't mind me asking, was it anything of that nature?
No, it wasn't. It's I don't really feel like discussing it much further, but I went through a bunch of tests through the whatever the version of the combine was this year. Spent a lot of time in hospitals earlier this year, and it's not something that I'm worried about while I'm playing.
No structural issue.
No, it's something. It's good that I got to flush all that out through the combine and get all that stuff looked at and taken care of, and thankful that there's nothing serious going on there. But it's nothing that I'm too concerned about right now.
When you get that red flag, are you thinking my NFL dream is over? What would your reaction?
No, not over, but I knew probably about 2 to 3 weeks before the draft that I wasn't going to end up getting drafted, just because of what came back from all my medical results that I had to do. So, it was what it was. For a couple days, a real big bummer, but it let me set my mind straight to be able to pick wherever I'm going to go and then go earn an opportunity.
This staff's notorious for recruiting, basically undrafted rookies and calling. And did the Seahawks contact you a lot in that regard during or before?
I had some pre-draft interviews before all those medical results were back, I talked to Coach Solari a little bit right before the draft, once that stuff was kind of all out there, and a couple of other teams, trying to give me their pitch. But at the end of the day, it just seemed like the right place for me to go.
What did you do during the draft then? I mean, did you bother to watch it, or you
yeah,
kind of
I did, only because of I got friends and different people I met through the process, and I wanted to be cheering them on. The first couple of days, I wasn't really expecting any calls or anything like that, but the third day I paid attention a little more, also because that's when different teams start calling, putting whatever deal they want to offer you on the table. So yeah.
What really jumped out to you that made you want to pick Seattle? Because you mentioned there's other teams that reached out, and being a 4-year starter in the Pac-12, there had to be a number of teams that were interested in bringing you in.
Yeah, well, one of the things we were talking about is a good track record here for undrafted players to have a real opportunity and actually get a chance to go earn a spot. The other thing is I had a good relationship with Coach Solari and had good interviews with the coaches before any of that, and then also just talking it over with my agent and seeing what kind of the best organizations to go to, because I don't think there's a better organization in the NFL than right here. So it just seemed like a good place to be and a good opportunity.
Biggest lesson you've learned so far the first 3 weeks, or has there been a welcome to the league moment so far?
Yeah, I mean, not in the games, thankfully. I've been prepared for those, but maybe a couple reps in practice here or there. Just like that was one of my former teammates, Patrick McCarry, been playing for the Ravens the last couple of years, and I remember talking to him when I first started going through the whole process of everything, and he was like, the biggest difference is that everybody's good, and he didn't lie. So you can't take any reps off, whether you're a central part of the play or not. So thankfully no big embarrassing lessons, but definitely just need to be on it all the time.
How did you feel about did you feel about the move to guard? Did you feel like that was coming along well, or do you?
So my first reps I ever really got at guard were at the Senior Bowl back in February, I want to say. So that was a big shock to me because I wasn't expecting it to be as different as it was back then, but I'm glad I got that experience because it gave me a lot of time in the off season to work on that. So it's still a work in progress, but I feel comfortable now when I'm inside, whereas back in February I felt completely lost out there. I mean, for me, it's like the reason I'm good at football is because I'm smart. I understand angles and where I need to be on different plays and how to get there with whatever I'm seeing on the defense. So I was completely reset when I was inside because I didn't have any of that prior knowledge to to bank off of like I do when I'm at tackle.
What's Carlos Dunlap taught you going against him every day?
What was that?
What's Carlos Dunlap taught you having to go against him every day?
Yeah, those are some arms right there. Yeah, Carlos would take 2 steps and doesn't look like he's there, but he can reach you. Going against Carlos is great. Going against all the guys is great, really, because they all give you different sort of stuff. Carlos has a lot of power. So trying to figure out how to sit on that while still being able to reach him with his long old arms, that's been a little bit newer. I don't think I've ever played against anybody that long, but learn different things from going against all the different guys, whether they're the speed guys or power guys.
Would you say he's the toughest one to block in one-on-ones, or is there another player that's really stood out to you?
I don't think I've gotten a rep against Carlos in the actual one-on-ones yet. But different people are tough for different reasons. Alton's really, really great at getting up the field quick and then dipping real low, get around the corner, and that's helped me kind of try to work on using more independent hands rather than a two-handed punch, because if you miss that 2 hands and someone dips around, you're behind him at that point. So I've gotten a lot of really good quality reps against him in team, and he's been helpful working with me a little bit after practice here and there too.
You had your degree before your final season at Cal, right?
I did not. I actually I got it that December.
And is it business or what was it?
Business administration.
Okay. What might you want to do with that, or what might you do outside of football?
I'm pretty interested in real estate, as you know, whether it's with the money I make here, investing that, or working for a bigger firm. But you know, being at Cal, we had such a great program to connect with alumni, so I had a lot of contacts there, and there were 2 different summers where I was able to work part-time internships after we were finished with workouts, meetings, whatever it was in the day. So I got some really good experience there. So that's, and you know, I like buildings, I always have. So that's just something that's in the back of my head. But right now I'm focused on football.
Right.
Why did people want to move you to guard since you played nothing but tackle in college?
You know what? I don't have a straight answer for you. I think one of the things is my arms are like a half inch shorter than whatever the ideal tackle length is for arms, which is a really good arm length inside. But again, I think all that stuff kind of gets, you know, once you actually get on the field, it's more about how you use them than how long they really are. So that was one thing, and then also on paper, I'm not that athletic. You can look at the combine numbers, but like I said, it's, you know, I have the experience and I know how to use it. I know how to get off the ball on time, all that stuff. So I think on paper it looked like I might be more suited for guard, but really I think I can do both and be really successful at them.